And I'll tell you what else was fun is I mentioned I used to rehang on, because this is so about curating, on Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. And whenever we were in New Orleans, I did it there too. And that was because the gallery didn't open until noon on Sundays. And so by the time I opened the gallery, I was up on a ladder adjusting lights, right? It was that kind of a thing. Y'all, it was so much fun. I loved it. It would be so quiet in the gallery, and then I would find some wonderful music, soft music, and everything had to be salon style, and it was like big puzzles, and I just liked being with the paintings and looking at them in new ways. And the other thing I would do is this, and I forgot that I was going to share this with you. I had a trick I learned that helped me a lot in curating, and that is I would get everything up and get the windows done, and then I would leave the gallery, and I would go around the corner. I am so-and-so, and I own 3 Rodrigue paintings. I don't need any more. And now I'm walking around the corner, and I walk into the gallery. Do I stop? Do I go in? I'm interested. And I always make changes based on that. And then I go back around the corner. I'm so-and-so, and I have never seen Rodrigue in my life. Same questions. And I always make changes. And then the best one. This guy can't paint anything but this stupid dog. I mean, this is what a scam. I'm that person. Do I stop? Am I curious enough to come in? And I'm intrigued. And I always make changes. So that helped me a lot. But you have to really go there in your head. And that is another real good key to public speaking also. I think it must be, I don't sing at all, but I think it must sort of be like musicians who are known for specific songs and they have to sing them over and over and over and over again. You have to go there in your mind. Like I have in my memories some of the things I shared with you today. I shared many times. Other things I shared for the first time. But I'm going there every single time, so it's new and fresh for me when I share it, and I think that's just really important. Yes.
Who decides when you have these at a show in one museum? Who decides where they're going to go next? Do the museums have a syndicate or something or other, or what they share between?
That would be awesome. That's a good idea. Not the ones I work with.
Or do you have to organize that from?
You know, you reminded me of something else I was going to tell you in the very beginning, and I didn't do it. In 2002, George and I were in New York City, and we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. We went specifically to see a show by a German photographer named Thomas Struth. We had been following him a long time. We really loved his work. And we walk in the Met, and if you've been to the Met, you know this, and if you haven't been, get there now. It's so great. We went into the Met, and as you know, you walk into the Great Hall, right? And it's like, I don't know how tall, 3-4 stories tall in there, and the big marble columns, and there's no art in there. The whole Great Hall itself is a piece of opulent art. But in this case, we walked in, and up above the doorways, in between the columns, huge, was this woman's face projected onto the wall between the columns. And I mean, she's huge. She could have been 2-3 stories tall. She's huge. And so all of us waiting in line for our tickets are looking up at this woman, and everybody is silent in the Great Hall, looking up at this, because it was mesmerizing. Her eyes, everything about her. And then what really got you is every now and again she'd blink. And then she'd do this. And so everybody's like this. Well, it was a video portrait, essentially, by this Thomas Struth from Germany. And George and I didn't speak, no nothing, and we go back and we still haven't spoken, and we've got our tickets, and we sit on a bench and we're staring up at it, and we realized that we were both thinking the same thing. And he spoke first, and he looked at me and he said, "I'll never see it, Wendy, but you will." Because we knew that the dog has that strength of what was happening there. We knew that. So, long story to answer your question, and thank you for it, by the way, is everything that I do with these museums, and I work a lot with small museums. I love working with small communities. Douglas He calls my efforts, blue dog goes blue collar. I rather love, because that is so George. I mean, that is so George. George was down to earth. He was not highfalutin. He was down to earth. He got described as that more than anything else, but everything that I'm doing is because I'm the Sea George at the Met. And because that is where he belongs. And I feel very strongly about that. And the museums have been contacting me left and right. I do charge for the shows. I charge a fee that includes my going there, includes Dana. I get museums argue with me about that. Oh, we have our own curator, and I'm like, nope. Who's my curator? You don't, because I can't do my programming without her.
Yeah.
I can't. She and she helps me see things in a whole new way. I can't do it without her. And she's a Rodrigue scholar, and she's incredible at what she does. And it also includes all of the wall text